Welcome to the No Views News. This program was created on Saturday, June 19th, at 8:25 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, by Zeno Reader. There are 649 headlines from 106 feeds we check to build this automated report. Welcome to No Views, daily automated podcast news. The headlines in this super unknown daily news summary do not imply fact-checking or endorsement of ideas. The first headlines are from the current most popular news site, Yahoo News, with 175 million estimated monthly unique visitors. Cannibal waiter jailed for murdering his mother and eating her remains. Hardline Judiciary Chief Ebrahim Raisi wins Iran presidency. 3 ways it matters. Georgia Secretary of State says more than 100,000 names will be removed from state's voter record. Australia takes wine dispute with China to WTO. Biden says the Delta variant, set to become the U.S.'s dominant strain, is particularly dangerous for young people. Rep. Ted Lieu calls Catholic bishops hypocrites for trying to deny Biden communion over abortion stance while ignoring Bill Barr's death penalty push. The accused Capitol rioter who took photos at Nancy Pelosi's desk had his request to attend a car show denied by a judge. Portland riots, police crowd control team resigns after officer indicted. Grizzly bear Felicia and her cubs may be euthanized for being too close to Wyoming road. Texas Governor Greg Abbott signed a new state budget that defunds the entire state legislature. The next headlines are from the second most popular news website at this time, with 150 million unique monthly visitors, Google News. Iran election, Ebrahim Raisi is headed to presidency as rivals concede, The New York Times. Missing North Carolina tubers ID'd as woman, 30, and boy, 7, search to resume Saturday, Fox News. 2021 NBA playoffs. After 50 years, of course it would be Terrence Mann to help the Clippers finally break through, ESPN. Here's how to get your digital COVID-19 vaccine record, NBC Bay Area. Terrence Mann crazy 39 points, 7 threes full game 6 highlights versus Jazz 2021 NBA playoffs, NBA. Why PCs are turning into giant phones, The Wall Street Journal. Dozens of Portland police officers resign from crowd control unit after officer indicted for allegedly assaulting protester, CBS News. 2021 U.S. Open Tee Times, pairings, complete field, schedule set for round 3 at Torrey Pines, CBSSports.com. Ted Lieu, Catholic bishops are hypocrites for Biden communion issue, Business Insider. Tropical storm Claudette still hasn't formed, but highly likely on Saturday, see Louisiana forecast, NOLA.com. The following headlines are from the third most popular news website, with 110 million unique monthly visitors, The Huffington Post. Infectious disease expert warns we're not done with this virus at all. Mike Pence's cancel culture rallying cry is too much for folks on Twitter. Sean Hannity's rage tweets at Seth Meyers get award-worthy zinger in response. GOP's offensively absurd spin on Capitol riot gets a firm debunking. Connecticut becomes first state to make all prison phone calls free. 18 died of COVID-19 in Texas prisons after winning parole, report. Trump should cough up his debt to El Paso before he tour border, judge. John Legend insists Michael Costello fabricated messages from Chrissy Teigen. Extreme heat wave threatens vulnerable communities in the West. New update from Danish soccer player who suffered cardiac arrest on field. The next headlines are from the fourth most popular news website, with 95 million estimated unique monthly visitors, CNN. Man dies while working inside water tower. Double red flags, rain even spoil beach weddings. Healthcare advocate honored. Fired, a new choice for food truck lovers. Burned library back warning to would-be vandals. Woman offered plea bargain in murder for hire plot. Farmer goes viral for Hulk moment at Bucks game. Girl, 3, living with extremely rare syndrome. Ex-officer accused of giving beer to minor. Seniors celebrate graduation with parade. The next headlines are from the fifth most popular news website at this time, with 70 million estimated unique monthly visitors, the New York Times. Ryan Lochte fails to make U.S. Olympic swim team. U.S. revises plan to send AstraZeneca doses abroad amid production issues. Man pleads guilty to threatening to lynch two members of Congress. Judge blocks CDC from enforcing virus rules for cruise ships in Florida. UN General Assembly demands Myanmar junta end coup and stop the killings. Two children out walking get caught between a gunman and his target. Will Christian America withstand the pull of QAnon? Eric Adams is awful, I'm putting him on my ballot. Targeting Biden, Catholic bishops advance controversial communion plan. With vaccination goal in doubt, Biden warns of variants threat. The following headlines are from the sixth most popular news website, with an estimated 65 million monthly unique visitors, Fox News. Laura Ingraham talks to Jack Nicklaus and son about the importance of family over sports. Fort Bliss soldier found guilty of 2 sexual assaults, sentenced to 18 years. Charles Payne presses House Budget Chair on Democrats' taxation and spending strategy. Bill Maher rips Lin-Manuel Miranda for In the Heights diversity apology, this is why people hate Democrats. Ingraham dismantles the idea that Joe Manchin is a moderate. Rep. Cawthorn on border crisis, this is a question of national security not xenophobia. Singer Macy Gray argues U.S. needs a new flag to replace tattered, dated, divisive Old Glory. Critics bash media for having elevated Rebecca Jones amid new revelations in her abusive behavior in report. Deaths of Connecticut mom, young daughter declared murder-suicide, reports. Leo Terrell blessed Stacey Abrams for lying about supporting voter ID. You are hearing today's top news headlines and more. Today is Saturday, June 19th. The next headlines are from the 8th most popular news website, with an estimated 53 million monthly unique visitors, Mail Online, the Daily Mail. David Beckham shows his support for England and watches the Euro 2020 match. John Legend defends Chrissy Teigen as Michael Costello accuses her of victim blaming. Pictured, moment Canadian influencer and her boyfriend are arrested in Hungary for murder. Euro 2020, England take on Scotland in historic Battle of Britain football clash. Prince William split his household from Harry's after the brothers had an angry row, author claims. Prince Albert of Monaco appears in public without Princess Charlene. Sir Keir Starmer faces humiliation and calls to quit as poll shows Labour crushed in by-election. Bleak projections for COVID-19 deaths in third wave will be halved. Liberal soccer star Megan Rapinoe under fire for tweet mocking Asian eyes. Rags and glamorous siblings of England and Scotland footballers turn up at Wembley for Euros 2020. The following headlines are from the 9th most popular news website, with an estimated 47 million monthly unique visitors, The Washington Post. This is the Washington Post World News Feed. Virus surge claims brightest minds at Indian universities. In nationalizing Juneteenth, the U.S. is still late to the hemisphere's party. EU recommends lifting bans on U.S. travelers. AP interview, India says it hopes to resume vaccine exports. COVID-19 live updates, Delta variant could become dominant strain in U.S. this summer, CDC head says. Mothers in sister cities, finding lessons from the pandemic in Germany and Virginia. NSA to NSO, NY filmmakers explore circles of surveillance. UN Assembly condemns Myanmar coup, calls for arms embargo. Apathy greets Iran presidential vote dominated by hardliner. France is pulling back from Africa's fastest growing conflict, who will fill the security void? The next headlines are from the 10th most popular news website, which has an estimated 42 million monthly unique visitors, The Guardian. This is The Guardian's U.S. news feed. It's brutal, Las Vegas cooks amid blazing heatwave, and it's going to get worse. Hong Kong, Apple Daily staff treat every day like it is our last as leaders appear in court. Teetering Philadelphia 76ers clip Hawks to ward off elimination and force Game 7. German police appeal for information after 17th century paintings found in skip. US Open Golf 2021, second round, as it happened. Australia takes China to WTO over its trade sanctions on Australian wines. One person killed after suspected tornado hits Auckland. I'd rather die actually living, Bill's Cole Beasley leans into anti-vaccine stance. United Nations condemns coup in Myanmar and calls for arms embargo. England frustrated by Steely's Scotland and Euro 2020 stalemate at Wembley. The following headlines are from the 12th most popular news website, with an estimated 36 million monthly unique visitors, ABC News. Federal holiday pressures companies to give Juneteenth off. Fierce Capitol attacks on police in newly released videos. Shooting spree suspect thought people were after him for prior shooting, police. Tropical storm warnings from New Orleans to Pensacola, latest forecast. Man charged with killing security officer at basketball game. Florida Democrat, Kraken lawyers group illegally operating. The next headlines are from the 13th most popular news website, with an estimated 35 million monthly unique visitors, the BBC News. COVID, Palestinians cancel vaccine swap deal with Israel. Milk Hussing, India's flying Sikh dies from COVID. Myanmar coup, UN calls for arms embargo against military. Abortion rights, U.S. Catholic bishops face clash with Biden. Armenia's war defeat prompts bitter vote on rebuilding country. North Korea, why doesn't it have enough food this year? France's Le Pen on track for regional power with an eye on presidency. Myanmar, who are the ethnic armies training protesters? Lisbon gave protesters data to foreign embassies. The following headlines are from the 14th most popular news website, with an estimated 34 million monthly unique visitors, USA Today. Tropical storm Claudette remains likely to form late Friday, bringing heavy rains to Gulf Coast. Rita Moreno on her relationship with Marlon Brando. Today in history for June 19th. California graduate honors I'm my grandparents with senior photo shoot in Strawberry Fields. 17 Talk News single, BSS comeback. Boat tours cancelled as storm approaches. Judges rules against CDC cruise rules, Joe Biden touts 300 mass vaccine shots in 150 days, latest COVID-19 updates. California boosts anti-human trafficking teams. Rose Byrne battles inner bully, rocks leotards in physical. The next headlines are from the 15th most popular news website, with an estimated 35.5 million monthly unique visitors, the LA Times. San Jacinto City Councilman indicted on charges of operating illegal cannabis dispensary. New emergency system aims to help make beaches accessible to deaf visitors. Los Padres National Forest wildfire triggers evacuations, including for Buddhist monastery. Garcetti says top aide's private Facebook posts were wrong, now he's looking to move on. LA creates advisory commission to study reparations pilot program for some black Angelenos. California's unemployment debt grows as businesses ask Newsom for help. Roseville residents asked to fly the Rainbow Pride flag at City Hall, council members said no. Richard Van Horn, Episcopal priest who revolutionized California's approach to mental illness, dies at 81. Column, celebrate Juneteenth, but please, let's not turn it into a consumer holiday. In court, BLM says Los Angeles Police Department failed completely to punish officers in protest abuses. We hope you are enjoying this news podcast. Today is Saturday, June 19th, 2021. You just heard from the top 15 most popular news websites in the world. More from other news sources is up next. Next, Reddit World News. Reddit is a user collective which claims over 430 million active users per month, and these are the top voted stories today. Pakistan will absolutely not allow Central Intelligence Agency to use bases for Afghanistan operations. Imran Khan. Tragic crime in India. Man takes in sister after parents die and rapes her for 3 years. Chinese apps could face subpoenas or bans under Biden order. Canada-US border closure extended again, until July 21st. Bus runs off-road, killing 27 mine workers in Peru. U.S. Defense Department approves replenishment of Israel's Iron Dome system. COVID-19, pregnant women and their unborn babies dying in Brazil as deaths set to pass 500K mark. Afghanistan, district after district falls to the Taliban. 12 new blood clot cases likely linked to AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine, TGA says. Ethiopia denies there's a famine in Tigray. We obtained photos of starving children. Farmer discovers 2,600-year-old stone slab from Egyptian pharaoh. Eyebrow raising. Canada's largest grocery chain monitoring unions alongside cyber threats, natural disasters as risks. Palestinians cancel deal for Israel to supply 1 million COVID vaccines. Germany-based BioNTech announced the first patient had been treated in its BNT111 cancer vaccine. COVID-19, Italy imposes 5-day quarantine for British visitors from Monday over Delta variant fears. The next headlines are from Forbes. The opinion in joining the CDC's COVID rules about cruise ship safety should be reversed. WWE SmackDown results, winners, news and notes as Roman Reigns beats Rey Mysterio. 11 U.S. mayors say they'll test reparations for black residents. New Witcher Netflix trailer gives us our first look at Henry Cavill's Geralt in Season 2. New York Times, The Athletic and buyout talks. Federal judge blocks CDC's cruise ship restrictions after Florida sues. The best new movies to stream on Netflix, Hulu, HBO and Disney Plus this week. Small Florida County Tech Department becomes deadly COVID nightmare. Will Smith and Kevin Hart host special Red Table Talk on Father's Day. Dow finishes worst week since October as traders worry Fed hikes coming soon. The next headlines are from Nature.com. Towards personalized treatment of smoking-related lung cancers. Mathematicians welcome computer-assisted proof in grand unification theory. CureVac COVID vaccine letdown spotlights more design challenges. How scientists are embracing NFTs. Better together, collaborative spaces can inspire scientists of all ages. Base editor treats progeria in mice. Author correction, assembly of synaptic active zones requires phase separation of scaffold molecules. The world population update. Currently, we are increasing by over 220,000 people a day, expecting to reach 8 billion in 2023. At the time this report was generated, the population was estimated to be 7,712,772,492 humans. Worldometers.info says there are 195 countries at this time and, of those, the top 10 with the largest populations are, in order, China, India, the United States, Indonesia, Pakistan, Brazil, Nigeria, Bangladesh, Russia, and then Mexico. The next headlines are from Variety. The Revenant producer Keith Redman out at anonymous content exclusive. No Sudden Move review, Don Cheadle and Benicio del Toro in Steven Soderbergh's playfully dark 50s noir. Taylor Page on connecting with the real Zola, training at a strip club and what convinced her to do the film. Pacific Theaters files for Chapter 7 bankruptcy. MSNBC writers and bookers press unionization drive with WGA East. Hotel Transylvania, Transformania move to October. David Oyelowo, Michael Brown Sr. and Mabalaji Alambuanu explore the impact of Michael Brown's killing in Ferguson rises. Truman in Tennessee, an intimate conversation review, an imagined TTE between Capote and Williams. Chrissy Teigen and John Legend claim direct messages posted by Michael Costello are completely fake. Rick and Morty, the 10 best episodes ever, including Mr. Poop-a-Bit Hole, Pickle Rick and the Meeseeks. The following headlines are from NPR, National Public Radio. 11 U.S. mayors commit to developing pilot projects for reparations. New videos underscore the violence against police at the January 6 Capitol riot. Juneteenth is a federal holiday now, but what that means for workers varies widely. A U.S. citizen has gone missing in Russia, sparking a criminal investigation. EU opens the door to American travelers, but be sure to read the fine print. A man was executed for an alleged crime when he was a teen. More Saudis could follow. How the Pentagon Papers changed public perception of the war in Vietnam. After debate on Biden's abortion views, bishops vote to rethink communion rules. Museum head, baseball's embrace of Negro Leagues is an atonement, not a validation. Why some states push back as the Biden administration doles out relief money. The following headlines are from The Week. Ted Cruz likens Democrats to the Terminator, and 6 more notable moments from the Faith and Freedom Coalition Conference. Taylor Swift's re-recorded, Red Eye, will seemingly include a 10-minute version of All Too Well. Solutions, Crossword and Sudoku, issue, June 25, 2021. Puzzles, Printable Crossword and Sudoku, issue, June 25, 2021. Puzzles, Interactive Crossword, issue, June 25, 2021. The Week's Best Photojournalism. The Week contest, Booze Rescue. Mike Pence heckled and called a traitor at conservative conference. Airline startups Breeze and Avelo gamble on post-pandemic travel. Republicans now boost sanctuary cities, but for guns. The following headlines are from the Texas Observer. The Great State of Hate, Texas declines to ban gay trans panic defense. The next headlines are from Universe Today. A new technique for seeing exoplanet surfaces based on the content of their atmospheres. These are the news headlines for today, Saturday, June 19th. This podcast is produced only in English at this time. As of 2020, the Ethnologue reference lists 7,117 different human languages, with English being the third most common, after Mandarin Chinese and Spanish. The following headlines are from earthsky.org. Astronomers spot largest rotation in the universe. The set fate of krill in the Southern Ocean. Moon and spike at June 18, 1920. Methane on Enceladus, a possible sign of life. The next news is from Politico. Polish politicians hit by large-scale cyber attack, Russia blamed. Biden-Putin summit gives U.S. allies hope of better Russia ties. George Floyd's murder transformed America. Europe needs to stop fixating on Silicon Valley, says EU Commissioner. After Biden-Putin, will Russian spies retreat to shadows? Why Amazon's move into European sports is unstoppable. Biden issues a COVID warning to less vaccinated communities. Biden taps nominees for top Justice Department and HHS posts. CDC Director, Delta variant to probably become dominant strain in U.S. The next headlines are from the Sydney Morning Herald in Australia. McCormick brushes aside spill rumors amid talk of Joyce return. AFL 2021 live updates, plucky Kangaroos host flag threat Brisbane in Hobart. An accidental outcome, Clarkson defends sparring session that left Lewis concussed. Who'd have thought we'd still be here? Aussie swim star's amazing journey to 4th Olympics. Thousands remain without power as state government calls in the troops. Naughton cleared of serious injury, as Bulldogs brace for Perth quarantine. Reynolds confident he can help Brisbane's $1 million enigma get back to his best. Vatican priest turned whistleblower pens world's only Latin news column. Grim climate forecasts point to shriveling rivers in northern NSW. U.S. Open up for grabs as Adam Scott survives for the weekend. The next headlines are from MarketWatch. Keywords, Dear Intern, It Gets Better, Monica Lewinsky joins Twitter users backing the HBO Max intern behind the integration test email fail. Market Extra, AMC, big movie chains are more than meme stocks to property bond investors. Buy this, not bad, how to get Amazon Prime for free, or at a major discount, right now. Father's Day gifts, holiday spending is expected to reach record highs. Market Snapshot, Dow books worst week since October on quad witching Friday, as investors pivot with more hawkish Fed. Crypto bull Barry Silbert said he bet on a leveraged stock market volatility fund earlier, to some derision, now it's up about 20% on the week. Newswatch, S&P, Nasdaq fall to snap weekly win streaks on quad witching Friday, as investors focus on Bullard's hawkish comments. Personal Finance Daily, the housing market is so crazy, this $600,000 horror is drawing multiple cash offers and one place where businesses are more likely to require COVID-19 vaccinations for workers. Bond Report, 2-year Treasury yield logs biggest weekly gain in nearly 2 years as Fed's Bullard says door open to tapering. Market Extra, municipal bond ETF inflows post another record. Next, the top stories about patents and inventions. Here's why it's a bad thing for women's health that there are so few women inventors, Science Alert. Does drafting a technical expert opinion in infringement suits in India work in court, Lexology. Too few women get to invent, that's a problem for women's health, manufacturing business technology. Fewer women receiving biomedical patents means fewer inventions to treat women, FIS.org. Protecting patent rights in the life sciences in India, IAM. Patenting plant inventions via the EPO after G3/19, IAM. Strategies for pharma patent litigation, IAM. Market gears up for biosimilar boom in 2023 as Humira exclusivity draws to a close, Helio. New TCS Intellectual Property Council team helps protect and promote innovation, Yukon Today. Patented inventions may infringe existing patents, newsletters, International Law Office. The next headlines are from Quartz. Weekend edition, Return of Multilateralism, Cameo Pay Gap, Happy Juneteenth. How much to tip in a post-pandemic world? We will never really know if the COVID-19 lockdowns were worth it. A niche Chinese Gen Z meme is ringing alarm bells for Beijing. Should Americans still wear masks? Obamacare survives, China's investment in Europe, Juneteenth. Is there really a Nepal variant of COVID-19? Mumbai's third wave of COVID-19 could be twice as brutal as its second wave. Why investors should take India's internet IPO frenzy with a pinch of salt. The following headlines are from TechDirt. Chinese government continues to arrest more journalists over nonsense national security law. Cop-led strike team in Tehran house during drug raid granted immunity by 11th Circuit. Elon Musk's next-gen broadband service is overheating in the Arizona desert. 15 universities have formed a company that looks remarkably like a patent troll. Devin Nunes family's bizarrely stupid defamation lawsuit goes off the rails. Daily Deal, Polar Unlimited Cloud Backup Storage. No, big tech should not give big telecom billions of dollars for no reason. Letting newspapers band together to demand payments from internet companies is bad for the internet and bad for journalism. New Guardians of the Galaxy game has game streamers worried over integral music in the game. We are now about 1/3 of the way through this daily news headlines podcast, a free service. Here, next, are the top trending keywords in Google web searches for today, a different window on world events. Hawks. Travis Barker. Drinking alcohol. Tommy John surgery. Cole Beasley. Milk hussing. Biden student loans. Richard Plant golf. Fatherhood. England versus Scotland. The next headlines are from RT, the first Russian news station in English. New Jersey governor signs legislation barring landlords from requesting tenants' criminal history to mark Juneteenth. At least 7 killed, 13 injured after twin-engine plane crash lands in southwest Siberia. New York prosecutors dismissed most looting and riot cases from George Floyd protests, police data shows. NFL player Cole Beasley vows not to take COVID-19 jab or follow league's draconian rules, even if he has to retire. Biden and Trudeau agree to extend US-Canada border restrictions as American lawmakers slam move as Bulls tea. Florida Governor DeSantis declares victory as federal judge slaps down CDC overreach on COVID-19 cruise ship rules. Pop star Macy Gray demands woke makeover for divisive American flag, complete with colored stars for each race. Special Forces Chief Diversity Officer who likened Trump to Hitler allowed back in questionable display of hypocrisy. Trump's ex-VP Pence gets booed, denounced as traitor by hecklers during speech at conservative conference. Beyond horrific, New York City police release graphic video of daylight Bronx shooting involving child. The next headlines are from Zero Hedge. We got caught off guard. Winchester president discusses ammo shortage and what's to come. Honolulu police used robo-dog to patrol homeless camp. Real geopolitical risks. K Street sets sights on new semiconductor policy amid global shortage. Philadelphia man charged with fraud after using PPP loan to buy real estate, motorcycle, diamond jewelry. Reading, writing, and ratting each other out. Fears of missing out on promotions is pushing more young workers back to the office. McLeod, there's just too much darn liquidity. Take your rubbers home, social distancing to squash horny Olympian sex drive at games. This has to end, California landlords call for end to eviction moratorium. Russian spy ship now loitering off North Oahu. The following headlines are from Al Jazeera, Middle East News. Australia takes wine dispute with China to WTO as sales plunge. Apple Daily executives face national security charge in HK court. UN stops short of calling for global arms embargo against Myanmar. In COVID hit Asia, mixed messages on refugee vaccinations. U.S. pulls anti-missile batteries from Middle East, report. Venezuela's Maduro expresses desire for foreign aid, Biden deal. UN Chief Antonio Guterres sworn in for second term. Can a new president make a difference in Iran? U.S. bishops to draft communion statement that may rebuke Biden. Who is Pedro Castillo, Peru's presumed president-elect? The next headlines are from Breitbart. Barstool President Dave Portnoy suspended from Twitter, quickly reinstated following backlash. Joe Kennedy on Biden communion ban, bishops not bashing Trump behavior shows robust double standard. Army's top enlisted leader to soldiers, just take the Army combat fitness test. Megan Rapinoe under fire for anti-Asian tweet. Pollack, what Biden did to Ukraine is worse than what Trump did. CNN's Acosta, you have to wonder if Trump rallies this summer will lead to riots like 1/6. San Francisco supervisor, we're putting more resources into police because police presence decreases crime dramatically. Atlanta Mayor Bottoms, crime spike partially due to Georgia opening early, we had people traveling here. Brad Paisley, Hollywood elite original anti-vaxxers, patriotic thing to get vaccinated. Google seeking news measure of skin tones to fight racial bias. The next headlines are from UPI News. Michigan man's $500,000 lottery ticket nearly ended up in trash. Watch, lumberjack rescues crows from felled tree, teaches them to log roll. Overdue book headed back to California library after 70 years. Watch, bear caught on camera breaking into New Hampshire car. Watch, runaway dog in Manhattan takes the tunnel to Queens. Watch, New England Aquarium honors woman's 38-year-old ticket. Watch, man makes 4-foot, 6.49-inch standing high jump on one leg for world record. Ram on the lam after escape from New Zealand animal shelter. The next headlines are from odd, strange and bizarre things. Elvish more popular than Irish, online learning leads to fictional language rise. The weirdest things you can do this summer. These 10 plans will get rid of mosquitoes this summer. How one company is unlocking the power and potential of global sourcing. The following headlines are from goodnewsnetwork.org. Midwestern dad breaks 31-year world record for 1.5 million push-ups, all for charity. That song stuck in your head is helping the brain with long-term memory. This self-healing cement automatically fills any cracks that form, to save energy and money. Eco-Warrior makes toys, mosquito repellent, and more with recycled cigarette butts, the most littered item. Hanoi Circus turns over last 4 show bears to animal sanctuary in sign of changing attitudes. You're tuned to No Views, daily automated podcast news. This is a report for Saturday, June 19th. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Reddit Offbeat News. Video, man escapes assassination attempt in Brooklyn. A couple accidentally grew the world's most expensive mango. Bear storms Japanese military base and airport, injuring 4 people. Maine is the most email-addicted state in the U.S. and checks their email approx 35x per day. Daredevil dies while attempting world record motorcycle jump. Dead murder hornet near Seattle is first found in U.S. in 2021. AI-powered Mayflower, beset with glitch, returns to England. Thousands sign petition to keep Amazon's Jeff Bezos from returning to Earth. Scientists discover a new plant organ. The structure, called a canthal, holds up the flower-bearing arm of the Thalcress, a long-studded species. Ricky Schroeder calls Foo Fighters' Dave Grohl ignorant punk for supporting vaccines. The next headlines are from a site called The Next Web. This AI lets you generate new verses from your favorite rappers. Researchers created a brain interface that can sing what a bird's thinking. This nifty online guide compares AI/ML tools and platforms. The Copernicus mini drone slices through the air, and you decide whether a camera is worth it. You can ace 3 key CompTIA certification exams, and it costs under $25 for the training. AirTags and Find My are ushering in a whole new Apple era. That's so cool, physicists chill the 10-kilogram object to the edge of absolute zero. Rivian's R1T adventure package sets the standard for electric off-road luxury. Cops summon Twitter India's head over violent video dispute. Too few women get to invent, that's a problem for women's health. The following headlines are from Science Daily. Memory helps us evaluate situations on the fly, not just recall the past. Animals' ability to adapt their habitats key to survival amid climate change. In the visual thalamus, neurons are in contact with both eyes but respond to only one. How childhood exercise could maintain and promote cognitive function in later life. Footprints discovered from the last dinosaurs to walk on UK soil. Evolution, 2 routes to the same destination. The Earth has a pulse, a 27.5 million year cycle of geological activity. Researchers find losartan is not effective in reducing hospitalization from mild COVID-19. Scientists detect signatures of life remotely. Science-based hiccups intervention. The next headlines are from Information Week. From AI to teamwork, 7 key skills for data scientists. AI ops in the cloud? Not so fast. This is a reading of news headlines. This broadcast was created on Saturday, June 19th from over 100 sources, to give you a bigger picture of the news. The next headlines are from the Salt Lake Tribune. Utah Jazz collapse in second half of Game 6, see their season ended by LA Clippers. Utah Jazz LA Clippers buzz, second half 3-point barrage seal series for Clippers, sent Jazz into offseason. RSL defender Eric Holt gets redemption, scores game winner to help beat Vancouver Whitecaps 3-1. Flat fire forces evacuations near Enterprise. Utah's Tony Finau misses the U.S. Open cut after a 76. Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell will play in Utah Jazz's Game 6. How much, and how effective they'll be are the questions. Andy Larson, Jazz legend John Stockton gives an assist to anti-vax video, and that's a bummer. Some DezNat troops, fearful of being publicly outed, are retreating from digital LDS war. Fires are intensifying, and Utah Senator Mitt Romney wants a new national strategy to fight them. We're headed to California prices. Median Salt Lake County home costs $128K more this year. The next headlines are from Slashdot, tech news for nerds. Google searches for new measure of skin tones to curb bias in products. Aging process is unstoppable, finds unprecedented study. 80% of orgs that pay the ransom were hit again, report finds. Oregon has legalized human composting. Poland says recent attacks on local politicians originated from Russia. Aliens wouldn't need warp drives to take over an entire galaxy, simulation suggests. California offers digital record of coronavirus vaccination. EPA releases list of top cities with Energy Star certified buildings. Scientists are teaching drones to hunt down human screams. Earth is trapping unprecedented amount of heat, NASA says. The next headlines are from Fox St. Louis. You paid for it, St. Charles County residents anxious over future of I-70 project. St. Louis mayor, 10 other U.S. mayors pledge to pay reparations. St. Louis area marking 1st Juneteenth as national holiday. Experienced swimmers losing battles with area rivers. O'Fallon, Mo police chief resigns over new Second Amendment protection law. Dangerous heat brings heightened risk to expectant mothers. Thousands of dollars in witness protection funds going unused by Missouri law enforcement. To alarm fire at recycling plant in South St. Louis County. Fake social media account scamming festival vendors in O'Fallon, Mo. St. Louis seeks ways to beat the heat as temperatures top 100. These are the current headlines from the world's most interesting news websites. Thank you for listening. The next headlines are from Fox San Diego. North County Water Park to reopen only on weekends for 2021 season. Driver dies after crashing into tow truck on I-5. East County couple to stand trial for murder and death of 7-month-old son. Gloria declares Juneteenth in San Diego. San Diego Catholic Diocese lifts restrictions on mass attendance. Dreamers caught in limbo once again, waiting fate of legislation offering pathway to citizenship. Suspects sought in fatal shooting at Dave & Buster's. Photos, Bland's leads at Torian shows the U.S. Open is truly open. Former deputy gets 12 years in prison for sex crimes with underage girls. Man found covered in blood near scene of apparent killing. The next headlines are from SpookNews.com. Free Guard first look, James Norton transforms into MI5 conman. Black Widow cast and character guide, who plays who in the new MCU movie? Gab Wireless set to release smartwatch, which triples as phone, GPS tracker. Here's why Clack's haunted house needs a hidden camera stat. Top Chinese spy catcher warns agents to look out for foreign agents. Systemic cyber attacks trigger response from insurers. Traitor, communist, mother, who was convicted spy Ethel Rosenberg. Former White House photographer shares picture of young Putin spying on Ronald Reagan in 1988. Tractive releases list of top 20 disappearing dog breeds in preparation for July 4th, the biggest runaway day of the year. Australian spy avoids jail in East Timor espionage scandal. The following headlines are from Defense Blog. German defense group unveils new autonomous platform. The next headlines are from SUP China, top news about China. Outcry over chilling effect of Hong Kong media arrests for foreign collusion. All the drone companies in China, a guide to the 22 top players in the Chinese UAV industry. Shanghai Art Museum slammed for showing video ranking thousands of women by attractiveness. Wet season, a rain-soaked search for love and belonging. This is the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today, in the GMT time zone, is Saturday, June 19, 2021. Now, more headlines. The next headlines are from KRON4 San Francisco. Man on scooter rescued after falling into water near Fisherman's Wharf. Bay Area leaders work to end gun violence following VTA shooting. A's win 7 straight following 5-3 win over Yankees. This Bay Area city could become home to a WNBA team. Crews respond to brush fire in Solano County near I-680. History of Juneteenth, the end of slavery in the U.S. Level 2 water shortage declared in this South Bay city. How California ISO determines when to implement rotating power outages. Video, man peeps through window of Vacaville home. WHO accused of sexism for suggesting women of childbearing age shouldn't drink. The next headlines are from the Daily Herald. Man scores career high 39, Clippers eliminate Jazz 131-119. Duval hit slam, 2-run shot, Marlins clobber Cubs 10-2. Gomes, Feddy help Nationals past East Division leading Mets. Alvarez's RBI double in 9th lifts Astros to 2-1 win over Sox. Damir Krelach scores 2 goals to help RSL beat Vancouver 3-1. Storm expected to be another blow to Gulf Coast businesses. District 204 planning for pre-pandemic school schedules this fall. Better, John Cass takes buyout, leaving Chicago Tribune. Jim O'Donnell, Bears could be feeling Earth move all the way to host and play in Super Bowl 67. Some suburban hospitals report having no COVID-19 patients. The following headlines are from Seattle PI. Washington's first Amazon Fresh grocery store opens in Bellevue, features new shopping technology. Fremont Art Festival, Shakespeare in the Park, water rides, more happening in Seattle this weekend. City of Seattle extends eviction moratorium until September 30th. Seattle ranks among top 10 cities for biking in the nation. A matter of life and death, blood supply in Washington remain critically low, donors needed. The next alerts are from the Global Disaster Alerting and Coordination System, a cooperative effort from disaster managers worldwide. Green alert for Tropical Cyclone Dolores 21. Population affected by Category 1, 120 km per hour, wind speeds or higher is 0. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Paraguay. Drought is ongoing in United States. Drought is ongoing in Argentina, Chile. Drought is ongoing in Afghanistan, Iran, Kazakhstan, Pakistan, Tajikistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan. Drought is ongoing in Madagascar. Drought is ongoing in Azerbaijan, Iraq, Iran, Jordan, Syria, Turkey. Drought is ongoing in Canada, United States. Volcanic eruption is ongoing for Etna in Italy. You are hearing the No Views, daily automated podcast news. Today is Saturday, June 19th in the Greenwich Mean Time zone. Headlines here were found today in news feeds from around the world, but we do focus on the USA, one of the world's current 195 countries. Now, more news. The next headlines are from ABC Houston. Disney Channel Sydney to the max tackles microaggressions. Localish Legends visits Coney Island in search of summer legends. How Texas critical race theory bill could impact teachers. Governor Greg Abbott vetoes funding for Texas legislature and staff as punishment for Democrats' walkout. Houston preschool teacher mourns suspicious death of 4-year-old boy, he wasn't protected. Exploring the life of Jack Yates, the true story of a Houston hero. Louisiana meteorologist keeps viewers informed remotely during colon cancer battle. On the red carpet spotlights most binge-worthy shows on TV right now. New list of clergy accused of sex abuse released by the Archdiocese of Galveston, Houston. The following headlines are from China Post, top news about China, Taiwan and the world. Mondesi 464-foot HR helps Royals beat Boston 5-3, stop skid. Kikuchi strikes out 6, Mariners drop Rays 5-1. Kepler beats former team as Giants defeat Phillies 5-3. Hit by a ransomware attack, your payment may be deductible. Voting debate Royals Washington but leaves many voters cold. Crons hits RBI single in 10th, Rockies beat Brewers 6-5. The latest, Kincaid wins $10,000 at U.S. Olympic trials. The following headlines are from The Gothamist. Coronavirus statistics, tracking the epidemic in New York. Extra, how many Waffle House waffles could you eat? Acclaimed Underground Railroad historian, losing Washington Heights house would be a travesty. Over 20,000 vaccinated at MTA pop-up sites. A guide to New York City's Juneteenth events and celebrations. COVID segregation is worsening even as New York City's vaccine rollout succeeds. MTA has been in a state of emergency for 4 years. Unlock your strong inside. Farhadi and Weinstein fends off attacks in feisty Manhattan. The debate. We hope you are enjoying this podcast. If you have a suggestion for a new RSS feed we should add, please leave it in a comment on our YouTube page. The next headlines are from globalissues.org. To fund Grand Angle using green hydrogen, equity and ethics matter. Africa can be self-sufficient in rice production. COVID-19, vaccines donated next year, too late for those who are dying today. Myanmar, timely support and action by Security Council really paramount, says UN Special Envoy. Forced displacement at record level, despite COVID shutdowns, UNHCR. Antonio Guterres secures second term as UN Secretary General, calls for new era of solidarity and equality. Famine risk spikes amid conflict, COVID-19 and funding gaps, WFP. The energy revolution is here, how to be part of it. For people with disabilities, COVID-19 lays bare the weaknesses in social safety nets. The following headlines are from Snopes, a fact-checking service. John Paragon, actor who played Zombie the Genie in Pee-wee's Playhouse, dies. Hecklers shout traitor at Mike Pence. Disney World has mosquitoes, despite claims seen online. Juneteenth photographs from the earliest celebrations. Top medical advisor says no fans safest for Tokyo Olympics. What's up with those bizarre retrain as a swan posters? Did Ronaldo's Coca-Cola snub cost the company billions? U.S. Mint to issue quarters honoring notable American women. U.S. Catholic bishops okay steps toward possible rebuke of Biden. Rap Clyde, Officer Fanon, and the handshake that wasn't. The next headlines are from factcheck.org. Conservative outlets advance unfounded theory about Capitol attack. We are now about 2/3 of the way through today's news headlines. When everything is working, this feed will auto-update 3 times per day. Join us daily to stay informed. The next headlines are from the Daily Beast. The perfect NYC hotel for hot vac summer. Don't be a good Samaritan unless you know what you're doing. How BJ Thomas and I wound up in the same family tree. Is Luca Disney's Call Me By Your Name? The black and white partners who brought voting rights to Mississippi. Eric Adams wears a gun, brandishes dead rats, and maybe lives in Jersey. He could be New York City's next mayor. New docu-series suggests Jeffrey Epstein was a government informant. The saga of a top police reformer who says she was accused of bias. Here's the novel Richard Wright wasn't allowed to publish. If conservatives take down Roe v. Wade, they could go down with it. The next headlines are from the New York Post. Nets don't want title dream to turn into Game 7 nightmare. Sam Darnold dialed in with Panthers, Christian McCaffrey. NY woman bombarded with hundreds of unordered packages. Islanders top 6 cannot find groove against Lightning. Family involved in deadly North Carolina tubing accident ID'd as rescue efforts continue. The following headlines are from astronomy.com. Tests of general relativity with gravitational waves can go awry. The sky this week. Welcome, summer. You're tuned to the No Views, daily automated podcast news. If you are hearing this, you found something super unknown. Congratulations. Now back to the headlines. The next science headlines are from CBS News. New fossils reveal one of the largest land mammals ever found. How to watch the full strawberry moon, the last supermoon of 2021. Endangered snake species found thriving near San Francisco Airport. Sweltering heat wave threatens 55 million Americans. Tracking the heat wave in the West and Midwest. The next headlines are from the New York Daily News. Utah junior high school cheerleading manager with Down syndrome left out of team photo and yearbook. Texas man to cops during traffic stop, hold my beer. Lightning knocks the cross off a Michigan church, again. Man arrested on suspicion of assaulting Governor Gavin Newsom in Northern California. Pee Wee Herman sidekick John Paragon has died. Mike Pence jeered as traitor at a conservative religious conference. Mom, 7-year-old daughter found dead in Connecticut murder-suicide. Bronx VP candidate Vanessa Gibson spoke out for cousin convicted of drug, firearm charges. 30% of Americans won't date someone unvaccinated, survey. Anthony Bourdain documentary gives only quick glance of his teen daughter in present times, here's why. The following headlines are from military.com. Navy gets new training helicopter to replace the Sea Ranger. National Guard will be used more, not less as military preps for future war, General says. After 9 years and $10 million, Georgia Spaceport nears FAA approval. She was a pioneering Navy submarine officer, now she's headed to space. New T-7 Red Hawk trainer faces delays over parts shortages, testing. Study, Texas bases lead Army posts in risk of sexual assault. Major US-led war games wind up in northwestern Africa. Mover shortage causes major headaches for military families during PCS season. Afghan peace envoy fears pullout will embolden Taliban. Here's how much the Pentagon has spent so far to treat transgender troops. The next headlines are from the Chicago Tribune. A Chicago Juneteenth weekend festival kicked off at Columbus Park with a youth focus coupled with a sense of history. Englewood home where 8 people were shot Tuesday is owned by a cop. 2019 shooting there led city to file complaint. 16-year-old found shot in Roseland, authorities say. Woman killed, man critically injured and child unharmed after Ashburn shooting, police say. As Juneteenth becomes a federal holiday, one suburban Chicago high school district is slated to educate students about Black history with a worldview. Person dies after being struck by metro train in Tinley Park. The Spin, Chicago Police Civilian Oversight Panel proposals stall Lightfoot's What's Away Bears bid for move to the suburbs. Pritzker pushes back 2022 primary election. Southwest Suburban Democratic State Senator Michael Hastings drops bid for Secretary of State. As COVID-19 rates dip, some parents demand that masks be optional for students next fall. Move to civilian oversight of Chicago police stalls, with competing proposals from Lightfoot and grassroots groups both pulled before a committee vote. The following headlines are from FIS.org. Tropical weather buffets Gulf Coast with brisk winds, rain. Aquarium to auction off chance to name 3 beluga whales. Researchers find optimal way to pay off student loans. Study reveals new therapeutic target for C. difficile infection. Team discovers unexpected quantum behavior in Kagome lattice. Proliferation of electric vehicles based on high-performance, low-cost sodium-ion battery. New cause found for intensification of oyster disease. The 27.5 million year cycle of geological activity. Graphene drum, a new phone on laser design. Thank you for listening and for staying informed. This audio was produced today, Saturday, June 19th, in the GMT time zone. The next headlines are from Discover magazine. What's really happening when you experience déjà vu? This scientist discovered an ant species in his own backyard. Mystery cases, what happens when modern medicine lacks a diagnosis or cure? How to keep your workout routine into old age. As the West's mega heat wave peaks, satellite imagery reveals explosive growth of wildfires. The next headlines are from the Seattle Times. D-backs lose record 15th straight, Sousa homers in return. Otani goes into HR derby mode as Angels rout Tigers. Mariners put together an impressive all-around effort to top high-riding Rays, 5-1. Photos, Mariners tame Rays 5-1. What are we going to wear? Deacon Smith scores 21, Phoenix ends 4-game losing streak. The following headlines are from MercuryNews.com. Willow fire in Monterey County swells to 750 acres. SF Giants off to best 70-game start since 1993, extend win streak to 5 by beating Phillies. Tony Kemp, Matt Olson go yard in A's win, James Kaprielian's New York return. CA Supreme Court allows mayhem prosecution to proceed against Mexican mafia associates in Pelican Bay prison riot. Getting to the beach on Father's Day will tie you into knots, roadshow. Pitcher Sam Coonrod returns to Oracle Park. I have nothing but good things to say about SF Giants. Letters, water parks data tracker vaccine passports lottery cost irrational animosity accurate portrayal unconvincing column. COVID, it's not just Delta, other coronavirus variants worry scientists, also. The next headlines are from the Washington Times. Jack Phillips, Masterpiece Cake Shop owner, tells how he became a Christian. O.J. Simpson appealing $60 million in Goldman judgments, lawyer says. Mike Pence bid to unite MAGA, traditional conservatives off to rocky start. Biden warned Putin of consequences if Russia cannot control hackers within its border, White House. Raphael Warnock says he never opposed voter ID laws but once called them discriminatory. Brad Raffensperger, Georgia Secretary of State, seeks to remove 102,000 voters from rolls. Biden says possible rebuke by Catholic bishops is private matter. Gavin Newsom assaulted by aggressive individual on Oakland Street. Biden hails 300 millionth COVID-19 shot in 150 days, says more work needed. Feds call for peace in Portland after entire police protest unit resigns. The next headlines are from The Intercept. Hacked emails give unfiltered view into the DC police gang database. U.S. sanctions on Cuba and Venezuela hamper the global fight against COVID-19. Joe Manchin gets candid with billionaire donors in leaked audio. This is No Views, daily automated podcast news. You are hearing headlines for Saturday, June 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from Eureka Alert. Glycologists and the promise of inclusive sustainability. Robot-assisted surgery, putting the reality in virtual reality. Novel interactions between proteins that help in recovering from brain injury. Common antibiotic found useful in accelerating recovery in tuberculosis patients. COVID-19 in Spain. There's a good reason online retailers are investing in physical stores. Bio-inspired hydrogel protects the heart from post-op adhesions. Stronger together, how protein filaments interact. Greenhouse gas data deep dive reaches new level of reasonable and true. First trial of fecal microbiota transplantation for people with active peripheral psoriatic arthritis shows no advantage. The next headlines are from the Chicago Sun-Times. Horoscope for Saturday, June 19, 2021. If Senator Manchin really wants bipartisanship, he had better back changes to the filibuster. After Carlos Rodon carries a no-hitter into the fifth inning, Astros walk off White Sox. Zach gets shellacked as successful stretch comes to a halt. Cubs manager David Ross knows how to handle with care. 3 men shot in East Side attack. New hope for the South Side's Beleaguer Parkway Gardens. Michael O'Brien's high school basketball notebook. David Smallwood, Chicago journalist, author, longtime Indigo editor, dead at 66. Woman killed, 2 injured, including 15-year-old boy, in back of the yards shooting, police. You are hearing today's news headlines. These headlines are for Saturday, June 19, 2021. Now more. The next headlines are from the Houston Press. Openings and closings, Barrel of Monkeys Hospitality launches, Lane's Chicken Fingers Houston. Alan Hill says yeah to love. Texans GM Case Rio, decision on Watson coming closer to training camp. Houston's 5 best weekend food bets, where to get grub this Father's Day. The next headlines are about world records making news. World record shattered on day 1 of U.S. Olympic track and field trials, CBS News 8. On this day in 2018, England set new OD world record of 481 for 6, Yahoo Eurosport UK. World record holder Ryan Lochte places 7th in 200 IM, Mrs. Olympic team, swim. Ryan Krauser shatters world record in men's shot put at Olympic trials, USA Today. Caleb Dressel scares own world record, continues path to historic gains, NBC Olympics. American Ryan Krauser breaks 31-year-old shot put world record with mark of 76 feet, 8, 1/4 inches, 23.37 meet, the San Diego Union Tribune. Man jumps from hot air balloon in world record attempt in Tennessee, what 6 on your side? Yosemite Highliners claim record 2,800-foot air walk from Taft Point, San Francisco Chronicle. Pilot trained in the Phoenix hopes to break world record at 18 years old, AZ family. Swim of the week, McKeon's statement world record in 100 ag, swam. The next headlines are from Gizmodo. Twitter rallies behind HBO Max intern blamed for test email accidentally sent to subscribers. Fantasy Football League total loser sentenced to 24-hour stint in Waffle House as punishment. 10 pure and beautiful on-screen platonic male friendships to watch with the boys. YouTube will roll out picture-in-picture support to iOS users starting with premium subscribers. Star Wars goes new school and old school, and more of the best toys of the week. Spotify buys pods to make it easier to find podcasts you actually like. Godzilla vs. Megalon might be a mess, but it kind of knows it. Falcon and the Winter Soldier's lack of queer representation isn't on Anthony Mackie. There's no way out on Star Wars, The Bad Batch. Supergirl's cinematic supersuit is here in a tiny new flash tease. What place in the world had the hottest and coolest temperatures today? According to ElDoradoWeather.com, the hottest place on Earth in the past 24 hours was Ejido Nuevo León, BC in Mexico at 119.3 degrees Fahrenheit or 48.5 degrees Celsius. The coldest recorded weather temperature on Earth in the past 24 hours was Vostok in Antarctica at minus 107.14 degrees Fahrenheit or minus 77.3 degrees Celsius. The following headlines are from Ars Technica. Pornhub sued for allegedly serving underage, non-consensual videos. Ring gave cops free cameras to build and promote surveillance network. Arcade 1-Up pinball cabinet review, fine for families, interesting for modders. Apple and Google's AI wizardry promises privacy, at a cost. Rocket report, China launches crew mission, SpaceX runs into road troubles. Ukraine arrests ransomware gang in global cybercriminal crackdown. The following headlines are from Raw Story. Miami police chief cites UDI policy and push to fire top brass, report. Bill Maher goes on angry rant about big ag for bogarting California water during drought. Comedian explains to Bill Maher why she's not scared of cancel culture, and why apologizing is good. Marco Rubio hilariously fact-checked by Alexander Windman's wife, "You're so bad at this." Mad Dow shocked Dems won't use this simple trick that gives them more power. Armed Proud Boys supporter failed to riot at the Capitol, because he couldn't get a ride, prosecutors. Fox News now has a conspiracy theory that vindicates both Matt Gaetz and Donald Trump. Tucker Carlson doubles down on crackpot conspiracy theory FBI was really behind Trump's insurrection. Tennessee Republicans threaten to defund health department unless they stop teen COVID vaccine outreach. Texas governor defunds the legislature after Dems walked out to block voter suppression bill, report. The next headlines are from Mother Jones. Nothing proves the end of bipartisanship like gun control. Republicans declare war on Biden's non-existent plan to grab farmland. Your yoga pants are spewing microplastics into the environment. The next items are today's top search results for extraterrestrial life. Mushrooms on Mars and 4 other unproven claims that alien life exists, scroll in. Opinion, the UFO report won't change minds, but maybe it should, Tulsa World. Alien Renaissance, the monthly. The following items are today's top search results for the term neuroplasticity. Rapid coordination of effective learning by the human hippocampus, science advances. The stem cell assay market to grow through mergers amongst market participants, the Courier. It keeps you happy, Spokane retirement community slips, slides and splashes for Alzheimer's awareness, the spokesman review. Presence of certain stem cells linked to non-genetic resistance mechanisms of cancer cells, News Medical Net. The next items are the top results for news about longevity and immortality. Death still the unconquerable equalizer, South China Morning Post. Can death be cheated? Study finds aging is unstoppable, India Today. Study finds the aging process is unstoppable, despite your best efforts, Women's Health. We are nearing the end of this broadcast. This report is for Saturday, June 19, 2021 in the GMT time zone. What cities are in that time zone? Well, Reykjavik, Iceland, for one. You might wonder if our server is in Reykjavik. It could be. The following is from the UFO Chronicles. The Truth About UFOs and UAPs, with Lou Elizondo and John Greenewald. That's it for now. Thanks for enjoying today's newsfeed headlines. This, indeed, has been a No Views, daily automated podcast newscast for Saturday, June 19th, 2021. Bookmark us and tune in each day to our free automated podcast to find out what's going on, around, and, sometimes, light years, beyond the Earth. Fair use statement. News I8 is a US-based educational not-for-profit news site. We use only parts of content, in transformative ways and without market usurpation. This means you are still going to want to read the original if you are interested in it beyond the headline and any comments we make. We provide links to original sources wherever possible. If you have any copyright concern, please contact us via our About page for immediate remedy. Contact us, Zeno at XENOMAILS 2021 by News I8. All rights reserved.